I was looking at this picture with this old demon. Well, I shouldn't call him a demon because I actually like Clint Eastwood movies all the way back from the 70s to current. He's a great actor, so I shouldn't call him that, but I'm a big fan of Clint Eastwood. Fistful of Dollars. Again, the good, the bad, and the ugly. A lot of great movies he starred in, but he's out of his mind. Like a lot of these people that get caught up into politics. But this dude is 100 years old, man. 100. And that's of the Most High. It's definitely of the Most High. Because Most High, he determines who's going to live and who's going to die. And what's quite sad is that quite a few people are dying in Chicago as we speak, and not just Chicago, all over the United States. And the unfortunate thing is they don't know. They don't know that that's of the Most High. The Most High, he has them dying. They don't know that. And what can you say? All we can do, who are alive today, is stay in the good graces of the Most High. I was coming out the Family Dollar some hours ago, and this Hamite, he comes to me. This guy's like following me practically in the Family Dollar, not like in the Family Dollar, like he's following me. So I'm watching this guy. So I come out the store and the alarm goes off. So I asked the manager, you want me to come back in? He said, nah. So the Hamite, he's like there, like he's like security. And I'm like, yo, man, what are you, security something? But he has like a funny, weirdo look to him. So sure enough, he asked me, do I believe in Jesus Christ? And he's about to go into this whole biblical Christian spiel. So I said, who? He said, Jesus Christ. I said, who's that? Who's Jesus Christ? And I said, nah, he starts to go into it and I stop him. I said, I know Jesus, man, come on. So we start going into it. And apparently he thought I was some ghetto hood ninja that didn't know the scriptures. This is why it's good to know your scriptures. It feels so good to know your scriptures, man, because coming up, and I would be on the corner smoking weed, drinking beer on the corner, and when them Jehovah's Witnesses came by, man, they would kind of rattle me because I didn't know the scriptures. But when you know the scriptures and you're confident in the scriptures and you know where you're going and you know what the Most High is about, it's a whole different story, man. Make sure my sound is on this time because this thing is crazy. Really crazy, man. So, but we went on for a little while. Know where you're going. Yeah. And okay, sorry. We got into it for a little bit, and he had to Shema listen because clearly he didn't know anything, and I pressed him and so on and so forth. But I let this dude know that death is coming to America, man. Death is coming, and I told him our job is to gather the 12 tribes of Israel together, and I let him know that we're the 12 tribes of Israel. This guy was a Hamite, though. So I had to let him know there's a different, all dark-skinned people are not the same. The Lord, he has a chosen people who broke the commandments. And I let him know, and sometimes I get a bit graphic. I was like, I started pointing at different people like, yo, this is, these people are lost and they're going to die and they don't know. And I started pointing to the point where people was like, who's he talking to? But at the end of the day, this guy still tried to invite me to his church. I said, man, are you crazy? So they don't want me in your church, man. I'm not going to your church. They don't want me up in there, and I've done that before. It never works out. So the point I'm making is that not only does God call people who he chooses into his fold, and we touched on that Saturday. I'm going to go right to that real quick. Not only does he choose who is going to be in his fold, but he chooses who's going to die. Now, how many of you saw that story with that white woman that was stabbed the hell up on the train, man? That was crazy as hell. But but you know what? The crazy thing is that's happening every single day in this country. But the media is not covering it because they had a poll, not a poll, an illustration on how many news networks didn't cover that story for political reasons. And you'd be surprised, hardly anyone covered that story. Because with the situation with Trump about to bring in the National Guards into Chicago, Baltimore, and how that's a back and forth thing, they don't want the people in the country to see just how bad the country is, man. Crime wise, murder wise. That's why I tell you, brothers and sisters, stay in the house, man. Don't go out in the streets unless you absolutely have to, or you just need a breather. I understand. Sometimes you just want to chill and have a drink in a bar or dance with your woman, or you just want to get out. But be very careful when you're out there because this is an evil, evil place, man. It's an evil place today. This is not a cakewalk anymore. Things are very, very, very different now. You know what I'm saying? So just be careful out there because look, this devil is 100 years old, man. 100. Meanwhile, little babies are dying, getting shot in the head. I saw a story in the news where a child was shot in the back of the head and died through gang violence outside of the home. The kids can't even play. In my days, we had fun, man. I had a great childhood. It was kind of hood, but I had a great, great childhood. I got to play and have fun and was able to go out in the streets. And it wasn't, completely safe, but, as long as I stayed in the Most High's graces, I was good, man. Let me turn that off. That was good. But, the Most High, he's very clear. He says on a level of who he chooses to protect and use as vessels of prophecy and teaching, that's us. Most High's will. So we touched on this the other day. It says, "Ye have not chosen me, but I have chosen you and ordained you that ye should go and bring forth fruit," meaning other men and women who are ordained to hear this truth. That's our job. And I suggest you start to train yourselves as if it's your job. Very important. I'll put it over here. Again, it says, "Ye have chosen me, but ye have not chosen me, but I have chosen you, and ordained you that ye should go and bring forth fruit, and that your fruit should remain, that whatsoever ye shall ask of the Father in my name," the name of Yahushua, "he may give it you. These things I command you, that ye love one another." See? That ye love one another. 18th verse. "If the world hates you," and you're going to experience a lot of that because the world, it does hate us. And this is what I was explaining to the Christian dude. I asked him, in your church, do they celebrate Christmas? He said, yes. I said, Mother's Day? He said, yes. I said, Easter? Yes. I said, man, why would I come to your church? Pretty much. That's what I was thinking. I didn't tell him that part. But why would I go to your church? But I did tell him, these pagan holidays that I'm mentioning, you could look these up on your phone in 2 minutes. And he still proceeded to try to invite me to the church. I said, this guy's out of his mind. He's sick. He's sick. But the scriptures is very clear. It says, if the world hates you, you know that it hated me before it hated you. And if you are of the world would love its own. But because ye are not of the world, see, and we're not of this world, we choose to be not of this world, man. We choose not to be of the different religions and hypocrites and liars that are in these churches. We choose to walk a different path, and we choose to walk a spiritual path in the spirit of the Most High. You understand what I'm saying? So these fools, they think that they got things down packed when it comes to death. And that's what I want to talk about a little bit today. Death. Because death we cannot avoid. We can prolong our time on the earth by taking care of ourselves on a physical level. On a physical level, we can prolong our lives, Most High's will. And if we live right and do right, then the Father will preserve us if that's his will. But the key thing is to know and abide and follow the Holy Spirit and the Father. That's the key thing. Anything else is of the devil. Like, our people choose to follow the spirit of the devil. And it's very tempting because Satan in this world will convince you that this is the right way. If you have unlawful sex and you have unprotected sex and you get pregnant, kill the baby. It's her body, her choice, her rights. Just kill the baby, murder the baby, because abortion is murder. At the time of conception, there's life. And when you exterminate that life, you are a murderer. When you terminate that life or that baby, you are a murderer. But in today's society, they will convince you that there's nothing wrong with this type of murder. Murder is murder. And if you're ignorant to the system, they will convince you that there's no problem trusting in this madman science, which brings forth another form of death. We talked about this many, many times about people all of a sudden, all over the world, are just dropping dead from heart failure. Dropping dead. Young men in their prime are just dropping down dead from heart failure. Why is this happening? You know why it's happening. You know damn well why it's happening, but the mad scientists of this world will convince you that it's just by chance. This is just happening by chance. This is what they will convince you of. But you know what's up. You know why they dying the way they dying. Look at this debate with RFK, bringing out all this substance. All this substance. Let me see if I can pull that up real quick. About young children dying at an early age, just dying because of the food, the bad food, and the dyes and the chemicals that they're putting in the foods. And look how bitter and angry a lot of these black women and black men, but mainly black women, are getting mad because their food stamps won't allow them to buy poisonous foods, man. Food that's killing you every day with diabetes, bad hearts, high blood pressure. Just mad as hell. Here's one on soda. I saw this one, I think it was earlier this week. It's real sad, man, the way we operate. Then we get mad when people try to correct us. But you're dying. You're dying at an early age. A lot of these, I see young brothers that I grew up with, young sisters that I grew up with, dying in their 50s and 40s. Just dying early. Don't have to be this way. Like I said last Shabbat or Sabbath or Saturday, we make things harder than they actually have to be. We do that. We make things a hell of a lot harder than they have to be. Because we choose to be weak and lazy and uninformed or ignorant of how this man and how this system is not for us and it's against us. We choose that, man. So are you surprised? You shouldn't be surprised. You shouldn't be surprised at all. Check this out. I think it's the same one I saw. Check this out.
Sad fact that over 75% of American youth between the ages of 17 and 24 are ineligible for military service because of obesity, poor physical fitness, or mental health challenges. Over 350,000 American children have been diagnosed with diabetes and autism spectrum disorder.
It wasn't like that in the past. Diabetes wasn't at the height and rate that it's at today. So what's causing it? The food. The food. These bastards are so damn greedy. They're so damn greedy, they will create chemicals and dyes and poisons in this soda, in this food, just to make profits, to keep things on the shelf longer at the expense of your children and you as black people, and then some white people too. Some white people too. So this is why I said last week that the Bible and the spirit that's in the Bible is beneficial for black people today and Hispanics and natives, because it separates us from the enemy and it gives us the wisdom to know not only how to take care of ourselves, but how to avoid the same pitfalls and traps that our wicked brothers, our ignorant brothers, our foolish brothers are walking in today. There's no doubt about it now. No doubt about it.
5% of American youth between the ages of 17 and 24 are ineligible for military service because of obesity, poor physical fitness, or mental health challenges. Children have been diagnosed with diabetes, and autism spectrum disorder impacts 1 in 31 children.
1 in 31 children is impacted by that. It's so bad that the devil can't enlist young men in the military today. How embarrassing is that to the rest of the world? America has the most unhealthiest people in its country in comparison to the other nations in the world. How do you explain this? This is why there's nobody on this planet that can convince me that America is not Babylon the Great. There's nobody that's going to convince me that that's not true. There's no place like America, yet everybody wants to get inside of America. There's no place like America. None. There's no greater wicked place than America. Everybody's not running like gangbuster to try to get into Russia. They're not running like gangbusters trying to get into Japan or China. They mainly want to come to Babylon the Great. America. There's no place like it. This is why when the Most High destroys her, we read it all the time in Revelations 18, that the nations and the other nationalities are going to cry and weep for this place. Because America is the top government of wickedness, and all nations must bow down to her. It's just that we're in the last days and destruction is right in front of her. What will you do to prepare for that? What are you doing today to get ready for the fall of America? And I don't mean another 9/11. I'm talking about the absolute destruction of America. Or do you think that the so-called Negroes, your neighbors, picture your neighbors that you see every day. If you live in an apartment building, picture the people that go in and out of your building. Picture their faces, picture their names, picture saying good morning and good night to them. Picture the people on your job, that your coworkers that you see every day, that you grind with on the job. Do you think they are ready for the fall of this country? And I'm not talking about even the complete fall. I'm talking about power grids going out. I'm talking about food shortages. I'm talking about massive levels of killing in the street because of frustration and anger and injustice. I'm talking about on that level where the cops can't even protect you. The cops can't even protect you. You have to kill, shoot your neighbors, kill, shoot people trying to take your beans, your rice, your water. Can you tell me that the average American that you see every day at work, Your neighbors that live upstairs, downstairs, to your left or to your right. The man who pumps your gas. The bank teller at the bank. The people waiting online at the ATM machine with you. Can you absolutely convince me that they are ready for the destruction that's coming to this country? Can you tell me that? You're insane. You're insane. See, we just look at it like the bombs are going to come, people are going to burn, and Jesus is going to come out the sky. It's not going to go down like that. Every week we read 2 Ezra 15 and 16 to you. It's not going to go down like that. Every week we read Matthew's the 24th chapter, 3rd verse on through. It's not going to go down like how you think. I'm going to shock you. A lot of people that believe in the Bible and read the Bible, they're going to fall. They're going to fold like a cheap suit or a lawn chair when the real deal hits this country. They're not ready for this. But the question is, are you, brothers and sisters, ready for the fall of America? Whenever I see the Jehovah's Witness, not whenever, but a lot of times when I see the Jehovah's Witness, I run to them. I say, you ready? Are you ready? They don't know what the hell I'm talking about. They say, ready for what? I said, the burning and fall of America. You should see the look of fear in their face because number one, I'm a pretty big dude. Number two, they think I'm just an average Joe messing around and crazy. And then when I say the fall of America, they don't know how to handle that because they caught totally off guard. Jehovah's Witness, totally off guard. So now if I was a thug and the system crashed, if I was hungry and the system crashed, I would punch them dead in their face and take their goods. And that's what's going to happen to a lot of Christians. That's what's going to happen to a lot of brothers and sisters who think they understand the Most High and they understand where this country is going. They don't understand where this country is going. This is a shame.
By the age of 8. So today I'm proud to sign 3 more waivers: Idaho, Utah, and Arkansas.
For 20 years, Democrats and Republicans have been talking about this on Capitol Hill and saying, why are we paying for this? If somebody wants to drink a soda pop, we have no problem with that. We believe that we have freedom of choice in this country. The taxpayer dollars should not be funding these injuries to our children. And we pay for it twice. Man,
let me tell you, they are tightening down in this country. They are tightening down in this country, and stupid people, they're just clueless as far as what's happening, man. We brought it up yesterday. They talking about, instead of a Department of Defense, a Department of War rooms. Then you have the situation over there in Venezuela, and you have Putin. Putin is absolutely going ballistic, man. Putin is going absolutely ballistic, but he's a warrior. See, Putin is thinking for the future. He's saying, I'm tired of America ruling, as well as the other European countries. You think they're not tired of Babylon the Great, America, the Great Sodom, the Roman Empire, the fourth beast? You think they're not tired of seeing America or the American dollar rule? And the sad part is, sad part of it is black people, they caught up in the middle of all this. They caught up in the middle of this and they can't say a goddamn thing. Not a goddamn thing can they say. But they caught up into the middle of this big time, man. Big time. Big time. The babies are dying. You worrying about Trump and him making Chicago, Baltimore, Philadelphia, New York, Detroit, like they're war zones. But they're already war zones, man. It's just ninjas killing ninjas, man. It's already a goddamn war zone. The babies are dying, man. And if they're not dying, they don't have a chance to be adults. Upstanding, happy adults. No, most of the people in this country who are black and Hispanics are not happy, man. Most of the people in this country are not happy people. Because you're in the crossroads, or the crossfire rather, of wicked, greedy politicians who don't give a goddamn about you, who don't care nothing about you, trying to get control of the money. You know it's true. Sometimes I'm driving, man, and I'll see a mother with 3 babies. One in the carriage, and the other 2 are able to walk. And you can see she's not happy. When you don't have no money, man, it sucks. When you don't have the proper accommodations to house your children, it absolutely sucks. So when I see a woman pushing a carriage and having one baby holding the arm of the carriage on one side and the other one just walking, I know they don't have any money. And I know they're not happy in their situation. And chances are that man is not around. He's somewhere else getting someone else pregnant if he hasn't already. This is some sad ass SH, man, that we are dealing with. And at the same time, the prophecies are speeding up. At the same time, the anger is building up. At the same time, the white man who knows he has but a short time to live, he's so proud, he's going to do whatever it takes to keep his system going. So who's caught in the middle of this? Mainly so-called black people. And I'm not making excuses for them because we warned them and tell them to change their ways. They don't change their ways. And it was the same way with the ancient prophets. It was the same way. They hate the Most High and they hate structure. Black people hate structure, discipline, and order. They hate it. They like chaos and they like fighting. They're always in a fight to flight mode. They're always in a defense mode. They're always in a victim mentality mode. And they're always overly emotional. Tell me I'm lying. How do you work with someone like that? How do you have a conversation with someone like that? You pray the spirit cracks their damn head open and they have a change of heart. A change of heart. It's absolutely ridiculous. This weekend that went by, 18 shot, 6 fatally killed in Chicago. If that's accurate, I'm going to look and confirm that. I think the 54 shot in the weekend, that was the weekend before. So these two, the one on the bottom left, top right, has to be this weekend. But they say crime is down. Crime is down. We don't need no National Guard. Crime is down. How the hell the mothers feel that lost their sons over the weekend? How the hell the fathers feel who lost their children over the weekend? You can talk that BS because your kids are safe. You could talk that BS because your daughters have not been physically violated, if you know what I mean. A liquor breath smelling, funky a-hole of a damn ninja didn't tear off your little girl's dress and tear off her panties and put himself in her. So you can say that. You know the psychological damage that would do if your daughter is 11 years old and a nasty, filthy drug addict ninja who didn't brush his teeth in weeks licks on her damn cheekbones and at the same time is tearing off her panties. You know the psychological effect that's going to have on your daughter if that happens, or even an adult. You don't think on that level. You're too worried about chasing money, chasing cars, and chasing ass, and you don't think what's happening in the hood. See what this says. I'm curious. Chicago shooting, at least 18 shots, 6 fatal in weekend gun violence. What's the date? September 8th. What was that? Monday? So that had to happen around the weekend. It's freaking crazy, man. At least 18 people have been shot, 6 fatally and shooting across Chicago this weekend, police said. This weekend's gun violence came after at least 58 people were shot, 8 fatally across the city over the long Labor Day weekend last week. But you idiots, you're concerned about Trump. You idiots, you believe that crime went down. Well, suppose crime was 100% out of control and it only went down 3%. It's down. It's down 3% from 100. But let's say 100% is outrageously crazy and sinister and wicked. But it goes down 3% and the media said it's going down. This is why the Lord said, this is not your damn rest. But you're comfortable in it. Not you, brothers and sisters in the fold. I'm talking about the idiots out there. Friday night, a South Loop business employee fatally shot a man during a fight, Chicago police said. Police said the shooting happened at a business near East 13th Street in Michigan and Michigan Avenue around 9:30 p.m. A 31-year-old man got into a fight with another man, a 32-year-old worker, police said. The employee pulled out a gun, and after a brief struggle, the firearm went off, striking the 31-year-old in the head. This ain't gonna stop. And the sad thing is, what I think, put my 2 cents in there, I think they're afraid that Trump will be successful. And if Trump is successful, this is going to be proof that the devil, that be, whether Democrat or Republican, they can stop the killing. They can stop the killing. Now, the big story is this woman that got shot. I'll show that in a little while. But I'm just trying to show you that just death is just all around us. In the food, in the drugs, in the medication. It's all around us, and it's not going nowhere because this man is a madman. This man is a madman. Now look at this. This is a talk of the town, but a lot of people are not covering this story, but this is big news. You got the girl, she was working at a fast food joint. She's from the Ukraine, I believe. Sitting there, and this savage stabs the hell out of her. They stopped the video, but everyone is talking about this that got a glimpse of it. He stabbed her so quick and so viciously that people on the same train didn't even realize what was happening. This guy was arrested like 13 or 14 times and put back out in the streets. I find it hard to believe that this white woman was the only one that he ever hurt or killed. Not only are angry people just on the streets doing evil, but you have a lot of mentally unstable people on the streets, man. This is why I tell you, brothers, don't argue with these people on the streets. Even if they're disrespectful and you feel insulted or disrespected, just keep going, man. And I'm training myself to do that because these people are sick. And the devil is in them, and they don't know. Listen, a lot of them don't know what the hell they're doing. They don't know what they're doing. A lot of them don't know, man. Meanwhile, you serving the Most High. You thinking that you doing a good thing or you defending yourselves? Man, you could walk into Satan's damn den and don't even know it. Check it out.
Newly released video shows the moment a 23-year-old Ukrainian refugee was stabbed to death on a light rail train in Charlotte, North Carolina. The victim, Irina Zarutska, sat down on the train the night of August 27th.
That could be you. That could be you, tired as hell, coming on the train from a hard day of work, and you just want to go on your TikTok videos and watch that, be entertained while you're tired as hell. You can't wait to get home to your kids. You can't wait to get home to your husband. You can't wait to get home to your family. You can't wait to get home to your bed. But little do you know, the Lord is cashing you out. It's your turn to die. We don't know in certain cases why the Lord takes people out. Then some people are wicked. And we say that the Lord took them out because they're wicked. Some people die and we say they were good people. We don't know why the Lord takes them out. But the point is, when it's your time to go, it's your time to go. Here it says this in the this author, he taps into Job 14, verse 5. It says, Job 14:5 is a verse found in the, sorry, I can't see it, found in the book of Job that states, since his days are determined, that particular person, the number of his months is with you, and you have appointed his limits that he cannot pass. So when it's your time to go, it's your time to go. If the Most High limits you to 30, it's your time to go. If he limits you to 100 years old, like we just saw with, what's his name? Clint Eastwood, 100 years old. That's the Most High. The Most High, he did that. He gave the man 100 years old to live. That's the Lord's doing. That's just how he works. Shalom, brother. You understand? That's just how he works, and we have to accept that. But if you live wickedly, then the Most High gets you there. He take you out. Nothing you could do about it. Nothing you could do about it. But again, it says Job 14:5 is a verse found in the book of Job that states, since his days are determined, the number of his months is with you, and you have appointed his limit that he cannot pass. It's the Most High. There's nothing you could do about it. King JV, the verse describes that the length of a person's life is set by God. The verse describes that the length of a person's life is set by God, who determines the number of months and appoints limits that cannot be exceeded. That cannot be exceeded. So when it's your time to go, it's your time to go. Some will live long, some won't live long. Some will be wicked and the Lord will judge them, and some will never know why the Lord took them out till we get to the kingdom of heaven. And to some people, that's very painful. That's a very painful thing to deal with. So you got all these people dying in Chicago over the weekend, and we know it's the Lord that took them out. Some are wicked, some will never know, some it was their time. But at the same time, you can prolong your life, Most High's will, if you do what's right in the Most High. He tells you that too. He tells you that too. He says, whoever perished being innocent in Job 4:7. Death is a very tricky and sometimes confusing thing. Very tricky and confusing thing. But in the spirit of the Most High, if we just roll the right way, we good. So here's a woman. She didn't know she was going to be taken out this day. She didn't know. She probably tired as hell. Works her $13 an hour job. She's fresh from the Ukraine, I think. And she's dead, gone. Some of you are from the hood. You remember times drinking and smoking on the corner, and a car comes by or someone comes by and just empties a clip. You run, your boy run, or your boys run, and when you get to the corner, you notice that somebody's missing. You go back to the corner where you was originally smoking and drinking at, and your boy that you love and you grew up and did evil and wickedness or just whatever you just lived life with for years, he's on the ground. and you slowly watch the life leave him. You saw him shaking and he's gagging, and the shaking gets less and less, and the spirit that's in that body leaves, and you're heartbroken, and you're angry, and you're full of vengeance, and you're full of fear, and all these different emotions and feelings are pulling at you at the same time. Pulling at you at the same time. But then when you come into knowledge, they show you what happens when you die. They give you understanding on what happens when you die. You understand? You're not as emotional anymore because you understand what happens when you die. And it still tears you up when your family members or someone you love is taken out, especially in the act of violence. Especially in the act of violence. It's a hard thing to deal with. But you deal with it, man. And it's part of life. But to be a black man in America and surrounded by that, and young people dying at early ages, young girls dying at early ages. Then I mentioned when you delete your baby, you sisters, that's murder. But those are people being put to death. People who didn't even get a chance for life, man, taken out, because this is the system we're living in. You got to wake up and see the reality of what we are dealing with and how we are living. And it's absolutely F the hell up. Absolutely. This is not a nice place, and we're not dealing with nice people. When sometimes people come to me and I'm mean to them. I don't mean to be mean to them, but this is not a nice place, and you can't trust nobody. It's in camp one day. This dude just walks up to me. I don't even know this dude, man. So I stiffed on him with my fist in his chest. I didn't mean to do it. It was just a reaction. He was saying something in ancient Hebrew to me. He was happy to see that there was brothers out here, but I could tell he was a little off. I didn't mean to be that way, but you can't. Who the hell you can't trust anybody out here. It tells you that in the book of Psalms. I think it's 94 and 16, something like that. No, Jeremiah 9:4. Put not your trust in any man. That's what we're dealing with out here, man. I'm sorry I got to get down that way, but, that's the way it is. In Ecclesiastes 7, it says, be not righteous over much, neither make thyself over wise. Why should thou destroy thyself? Here it's saying, if you over the top, you will destroy yourself. Is that the physical? Or is that the spiritual? You tell me. I think it's both. You ever met somebody who's just over the top righteous? Where your fringes at? Ak don't be wearing his fringes. Just over the top. Okay, I'm not buying a Metro card or buying a fare to get on the train to the Sabbath service. That's breaking the Sabbath. You ever meet them kind of brothers or sisters? Just over the top. Over the top to the point where they make themselves crazy. They make their wives crazy. They make their kids crazy. Especially in the law. I remember years ago, we used to you read the prayers and the laws. And I went to the brother and said, yo, why can't we just change the prayers? What you mean? I mean, we reading the new moon prayers. David, surely he's unclean. Surely he's unclean. See, David was unclean, so he didn't go to the table with Saul. The word moon means month. See, right here, it tells you that moon means month. That's why can't we just do a couple of those and then go into something to uplift the people and change things around? Brothers don't want to do that. No, that's not the way we supposed to do it. We was doing it that way when Ariada. I'm like, yo, man, we can't change it. The Lord gonna kill us if we change the The prayers, we read a different Psalms. It's mandatory we read the same Psalms over for the high holy days or the Sabbath. Brothers could not break out of that for nothing, man. Then I step outside. Then they can read the Hebrew. Every verse, every chapter we read, they got to read all the Hebrew. And I'm like, what, does that make us more spiritual? Why can't we just do a couple of lines in the Hebrew and then go into something to enlighten the people, lessen the blows of Satan they experienced the week before this Shabbat, or the days before the Shabbat, the 6 days? Nah, we got to do it this way. So I step outside. They reading the scripture, Abba now, brother, Shabbat Shemayim. So I'm not going to sit in there for that. I step outside and get up and go on my phone or get a breather. Then I see other brothers and sisters coming out pretending they want to talk on their phone or they have an important phone call to make. Can't make or teach what you like. You got to teach what the people need and what strengthens them. I'm not knocking the Hebrew or going through each verse in the Hebrew, but cut it short and give them what they need. Be not overmuch righteous. Do that on your own if you want to do that. And don't let it be a Sabbath and a new moon fall on the Sabbath, because after camp, we go back to the school and we read the same damn prayers all over again. What sense does that make? It's a double Sabbath. I'm like, God damn. Be not much over righteous, man. Be not righteous over much, neither make thyself over wise. And some people are so wise you could become dumb, in scriptures. I understand why the Lord said they swallow a camel and they strain at what? A gnat. I understand why the Lord say that, man, because I've seen it over the years. Over the years, people can be so wise that they fail at the simplest things, man. The simplest things will trip a brother up. Wonder why it's doing that. Oh, there you go. 18th verse. It is good that thou shouldest take hold of this, yea, also from this withdraw not thy hand. For he that feareth the Most High shall come forth of them all. You got to start thinking, man, because I see a lot of stuff, man. It don't make no sense. It slows you down. Certain things just slow you down, man. Certain brothers slow you down. That's right. The Bible says make it plain, simple to understand. Don't make it hard to understand. But a lot of brothers get besides themselves. They can't help it. They want to show what they know. And there's nothing wrong with showing what you know, but you got to give the people what they need too. People come to Sabbath service. People come to camp. People come to class. After Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday passes, and all types of negatives attach themselves to those brothers and sisters. All types of doubt attaches themselves to those brothers and sisters. And I know this because I have experienced this as a young man. And even in my older ages in the faith, I experienced these things. So sometimes you just need something besides Abba, Gada, Hawa. You need something different. This is why a lot of brothers and sisters leave. Sometimes brothers and sisters, they want to hear what strengthens you in the faith. What strengthens you when you lose your job? What strengthens you when your wife cheats on you? What strengthens you when your husband is a whoremonger? What strengthens you when you're sick? What strengthens you when a brother or sister does you wrong? Forgive him 7 times 7, brother. That's what the Lord said. And that's it. You're giving me biscuits, but you're not giving me gravy and chicken and string beans. I want more than just biscuits. Gotta move up. Gotta move up, man. Because if you don't move up, you die. You die. You watch when the Day of Atonement come. How many posts is going to be on Facebook? If I offended any brother this year, please forgive me. If any sister I forgive, if I offended, please forgive me. The same crap every year. Why can't you do that now? Why can't you ask for forgiveness right now or go and make amends with whoever you got to beef with? Since you want to put it on social media that bad, I don't do all that. I'm not going to do all that. Nah, man. So, we got some strong hurdles to jump, man. And I'm not saying this to pick on nobody. I'm not saying this about anybody specifically. I'm just naming the things that had, aggravated me over the years. I just believe that we make things a lot harder in serving the Most High than we have to today. And we can do much better. A sister told me that years ago. We can do so much better. And she started to cry. But I couldn't refute that because it's true. I can do better. You can do better. Everybody can do better. But it's when that death angel come, that's what changes everything. When that death angel come, it's a whole different story. And you look at this devil and you say, it's not fair. It's not fair. He lives to 100 years old and we dying. Listen, that's of the Most High. Because the same way he's living to 100 years old, this same white woman, she didn't get past 30. I doubt if she's even 28 years old. I doubt it, but check it out.
Newly released video shows the moment a 23-year-old Ukrainian refugee was stabbed to death on a light rail train in Charlotte, North Carolina. The victim, Irina Zarutska, sat down on the train the night of August 22nd. Investigators say minutes later, the alleged attacker pulls out a knife and strikes her three.
Just like that. Look at this nut ass. Look at his nutty ass, man. Now you got to think, if you was in that position, you're going to take that first hit of that knife. Then maybe you can grab his arm or something after that. But when that knife plunges into your flesh, pure panic is going to jump into your spirit. You ain't going to think of the Torah, your fringes, the Psalms. Pure terror is going to hit you initially. Maybe after you might think of those things, but pure terror and shock is going to hit you, man. And from what I heard, he poked her multiple times to the point where blood was all over his shoes, in the train, and he just stood there waiting for a stop to come, and he got off. The Lord said there are spirits created for vengeance. How many people have been taken out just on the bare fact of vengeance, man? How many people have the Lord taken out on just that alone? This is the Lord's will. You can say what you want, but this is the Lord's will, man. It's a wrap.
3 times.
A lunatic just got up and started. It's right on the tape. Not really watchable because it's so horrible.
How many of y'all saw the one in New York when this dude was stabbing this dude so many times he stood up to alleviate or create some distance? He was standing on the chair of the train. Not the stair, the seat of the train. How many of y'all saw that one? That was crazy as hell. He's poking him over and over, and this dude stands on the chair to create some type of distance or to lower the blows of the knife. This is crazy. Look at this dude. Now, you know damn well you see dudes like this every single day. You see them on the train, on the bus, in front of the bank, in front of the Dunkin' Donuts. This could be any Tyrone in any state. In most eyes, Will, you could be the victim of a nut job like this dude. Look at this dude, man. Look at this dude.
The 34-year-old suspect, Carlos Brown, is charged with first-degree murder. A judge ordered he undergo a 60-day mental health evaluation. Court documents show Brown has a lengthy criminal record and served about 6 years in prison for a 2015 conviction for robbery with a dangerous weapon. The victim's obituary reads that she fled Ukraine with her family to escape the war with Russia. The deadly attack in Charlotte comes as the Trump administration vows to crack down on crime in predominantly Democratic cities.
We have to be able to handle that. If we don't handle that, we don't have a country.
Charlotte Mayor Vi Lyles thanked local media who did not repost the tragic video. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy claims it shows the ugly truth.
See, they hiding the story. They don't want it to come out because it's going to give Trump momentum. So they hiding the story.
Behind the criminal justice policies of the city's mayor. As for ways to curb the crime, a former FBI agent says constant surveillance can help.
I think they have a good camera system, and that's really important. And that can be a deterrent in and of itself.
I'm Maribel Gonzalez reporting.
Crazy. Look at this one. Let's try this one out.
This is the.
But they don't want it to come out because you know if Trump, check it out. And I know some of this is over the top.
All right, great show, you guys. Thank you very much. Good afternoon.
But if Trump cleans up Chicago, let's say hypothetically he brings them troops in there and clean up Chicago and Baltimore and New York to a large degree, not even completely squeaky clean, but if he shuts down crime, murder, car theft, robbery, and he brings us to a really all-time low, that man is going to be the king devil of America. He'll be labeled as the greatest devil who ever was a president in the United States. And if not, tell me what devil ruled this country as president that is doing a better job than this wicked bastard. Tell me. This is what they're trying to avoid. And it will be a lock on the Republican Party. But if this man cleans up Chicago, that's been dirty for... Let me put my face up on this because I don't think y'all getting what I'm saying, man. Let me see. Well, y'all think I'm a damn Trump supporter. If Donald Trump is successful in cleaning up Chicago, there is no doubt he will go down as the most greatest devil president that has ever ran the United States. Now, prove me wrong on that. Prove me wrong on that. Because Chicago has been a damn scumbag of a town with scumbag criminals and death all over it. This is why they call it Chirac. This is why they call it Chirac. You understand? Because people die there. They die there. I don't care. Crime is coming down. You sound stupid. So what if it's coming down? If it came down from 100 to 95, 80%, that's down in over 30 years? Think about it. Do the math on that. This is why he has to be stopped. He has to be stopped. And the media have to have minimal coverage of that story. But let's check this out, because this is crazy.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Martha McCallum, and this is the story. President Trump, once again, telling Chicago's Democrat leaders that he is waiting for their phone call. Watch this.
And we'd love to go into Chicago and straighten it out. You know, Washington, D.C., you'll be happy to know.
He's just trying to get props, too, though. Don't be stupid. We'd love to go in there and clean it up. It is political. They're jockeying for power. He don't care about no damn black folks. He cares about votes and bringing America back to where it used to be, more devilish than it is today. In your face devilish, that is.
Is a free and safe zone. It's so safe right now. We're waiting for a call from Chicago. We'll fix Chicago. And I don't know why Chicago isn't calling us saying, please give us help.
He said he don't know why they're not calling him and saying gives us help. You know why he's saying that. You know what it is. You know exactly why. They're very smart, man. If they keep the crime going, then they have social programs that they make money off of hand over fist. That comes from the feds. if they keep the crime going, they have counselors, they have certain crime labs, they have overtime for police officers, you name it. Whatever is attributed to crime and solving crime that's not working, but money is still coming in, they make money. Do the math. Do the damn math.
The president's critics point to the falling crime rates in areas like D.C. and Chicago. But as one Trump advisor tells Axios today, crime is not a data thing. It is a feeling thing. Politicians don't understand that it's about how you feel when you are walking down a subway platform. He went on to say more, but as one example, and the president drove.
We from New York, man. Well, I'm from New York. So I know what it is to walk down the platform at midnight, 2 o'clock in the morning, and the a-holes out there. I know what it is. I position myself in a position where you have to confront me if you're going to do something to me face to face. And if you come at me, I got my blade in my pocket. I'm going to be the damn killer priest. You understand? So brothers from Brooklyn, the Bronx, Harlem, you know what time it is. And I'm not just making it a New York thing. If you're from the hood, you know what's up. So Most High's will, I'm going to live. Most High's will. And if it's my time to go, it's my time to go. We read that earlier. The Most High, he has your days numbered. When it's time for you to go, it's time for you to go. But the Most High also said, be not much over righteous or wicked. For why should thou destroy thyself? You could take that as a physical destruction. You could take it as a spiritual destruction. But if you balance in the Most High and you're doing right in the Most High, he got your back. If you're doing right in the Most High and you operating properly in the Most High, he's got your back. Plenty of hood brothers are in the truth. Plenty of thugs and gangster dudes, or who used to be that way, rather. I'm not saying they operate that way, in the truth, in the faith. They love Christ. They love the Most High. They love the laws and they love the commandments, but they're not chumps. They're not Christians. So you got a double-edged sword. You got the knowledge of the Most High in your back pocket, and you have the street knowledge that you grew up on, not in a negative sense, in the other pocket. And if anybody come and confront you, you have a two-edged sword of wisdom on how to deal with that particular brother or sister that's coming at you the wrong way. Tell me I'm wrong. Let's go.
That home earlier when he highlighted this absolutely horrifying attack out of Charlotte, North Carolina. And we warn you that this video is very disturbing, but very real. This young woman fled war-torn Ukraine. She sat down there on the right-hand side in the subway, just relaxed as could be. She was randomly stabbed to death.
Look, this dude don't know her. She sits down, he does something like, oh boy, and he just pokes her.
By this man who was sitting behind her, who she just happened to sit in front of. He has a rap sheet a mile long, but he was freely riding the subway system. He has a long history with mental health issues, I think, which is obvious. Look, this is the last time this poor girl walks through the doorway of a subway and sits down. Imagine the horror and the pain that her family is going through. As you look at him, just like rubbing his head. Gee, I think this is the moment. Unbelievable. Correspondent David Spunt following this story live from the Justice Department. Hi, David.
Hi, Martha. Such a sad story. Her name, Irina Zarutska, 23 years old. As you mentioned, she fled war-torn Ukraine shortly after the war.
Who the hell cares? If that was a black woman, they wouldn't even be making a big deal out of this. Guaranteed. If that was a black woman, it'd be all political. Well, this is political also, but they wouldn't be making such a big deal out of it. Black lives don't matter in Babylon. Don't matter.
Began there in 2022, came to the United States, learned English fairly quickly and fluently, according to her obituary. She loved animals, wanted to be a vet tech. This happened on August 22nd on a Friday night in Charlotte on the Lynx, which is their light rail system in uptown Charlotte. But the surveillance video was just recently released, and there are calls for more action after this senseless killing. Minutes after sitting down on August 22nd, as you saw there, she was stabbed.
She said senseless killing, but to us, you know, we operate on the scriptures. We operate on the scriptures and we know the scriptures. So to us, it's not senseless. We know that life is in the hands of the Most High. In Matthew 10, verse 28, it says, let's make sure it's up there. Make it bigger so you can see it better. There you go. So the 28th verse, Matthew 10, verse 28, it says, and fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul. And fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul. The Most High, he's the creator of the soul. The souls go back to him when you die. But rather fear him which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell. Who's that? The Most High. The Most High, because he's the Father of all souls. Check this out real quick. It says in the King James Version of the Bible, the phrase Father of spirits refers to God in Hebrews 12:9, which states, furthermore, we have had fathers of our flesh which corrected us, and we gave them reverence. Shall we not much rather be in subjection unto the Father of spirits? See? The white man has a spirit. The Africans have a spirit. We have a spirit. But the Father of the spirits who created the spirits is the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob in the spiritual world, which is where your spirit goes when you die. When you die, you go to what? The spiritual world. You go to the Father of all spirits. When the prophets of old were being slain, where did they go? They went to the Father of spirits. You understand what I'm saying? They went to the Father of spirits when they were slain. They were on earth. They was teaching the word of the Most High. And the same wicked Negroes that hated the word of the Most High, hated them, killed them, put them to death. Where did their spirits go? To the Father of spirits. That white woman on the train, her spirit is going to go to the Father of spirits. Check it out right here. The question of how long, O Lord, will ye not judge the wicked? This is what the prophets was crying out to the Lord when they were destroyed by wicked brothers and sisters on this earth. Stoned, stabbed, hung. So it says the question, how long, O Lord, will thou not judge the wicked who killed us on earth? See? So where were they crying at? In the spiritual world. They was pissed, but they were crying to the Most High. Where? In the spiritual world. It says, is a lament found in the Bible, specifically in Revelation 6, verse 10. Then it says in Psalms 94:3, that one Psalms is kind of vague in Psalms. But let me read on. Where believers cry out for God to enact justice and avenge their blood against those who have committed terrible acts. Who was that? That was our own people. Our own people. Well, the heathens too, but let's deal with our people for now. Who committed terrible acts. These passages express the deep suffering and pain of those who have been wronged. Where? They were wronged on the earth, but they're crying out to the Most High in the spiritual world. Then it says their frustrations with the ongoing justice on earth. So they seeing the wicked and the wicked of our people still doing wrong on this earth from the spiritual world, they're saying. And they're longing for the Most High's righteous judgment to be fully revealed. You know what's funny? I was talking to the Hamite Christian, and he said, he asked me, maybe we should pray together. Let's pray together. I said, I'm thinking, I ain't praying with you. So I'm like, listen, even if I pray with you, you wouldn't like my prayer. He said, why not? What would you pray for? I said, I would pray for the fall and destruction of America and judgment on our enemies. And he went, oh, okay. And he skedaddled. But I wasn't going to pray with him, But he wanted to go and do his Christian thing on me and try to put his mojo on me. That's what he really wanted to do. But again, it says, these passages express the deep suffering and pain of those who have been wronged, their frustration with the ongoing injustice on earth, and their longing for God's righteous judgment to be fully revealed. The biblical perspective offers comfort in the assurance that God is aware, in control, and will ultimately bring about justice, meaning judgment and fire and hell. That's supposed to replace that word justice in its perfect timing, often through the eventual coming of Christ. So We can go on scriptures on that for days, but you get the point. You get the point. You understand? So my point, in a nutshell, when you die, you go to the spiritual world, and even there you see the BS that's happening on this earth. Even there, Matthew's 10 verse 28 again, it says, and fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul, but rather fear him, Yahweh, the Most High, which is able to destroy both soul and body. He created them, right? He created them, right? Are not 2 sparrows sold for a farthing? And one of them shall not fall to the ground without your Father. So nothing dies. Even a bird doesn't die unless the Most High sanctions it. Not even an ant, a small creature like an ant, dies unless the Most High sanctions it. He's the creator of all things, and he's the creator of all spirits. See that? Then it says, but the very hairs on your head are all numbered. So can you number the hairs on a person's head? The Most High is deep, man. Most High is serious. So the Most High knows that every count of hair and hair follicles on your head. Fear ye not, therefore, ye are more valued than many sparrows. So he's saying that you're above any bird on this earth. He created you, and he's using you, and he loves you. 32nd verse. Whosoever therefore shall confess before men, whosoever therefore shall confess me before men, him will I confess also before my Father which is in heaven. 33rd verse. But whosoever shall deny me, if you deny the Lord, the Savior, the King, but whosoever shall deny me before men, him will I deny before my Father which is in heaven. And you'll be put to death. If you deny the Lord, you'll be put to death. But I was just simply showing you that the Lord, he's the creator. And he's the creator, him as the creator, rather. No man escapes the judgment of the Most High. You understand? No man, including this woman and this dude. This dude is a absolute nut job, but he's a death angel for the Most High. He's a death angel for the Most High, and he's doing the Father's will. And that's what we got to accept, man. We got to accept that, because the Lord, he's no joke. And, this thing in Chicago, it's not going to end. And this thing is happening all over the world. The evil that's happening all over the world, that's not going to go away. It's not going to go away that easy. So, if you're in your feelings, you need to get out of them, because, the Most High, he's in charge. Let me show you something else. Real quick. Ecclesiastes in the Bible, 3:1, it says, the Lord said, to everything there's a season, a time to every purpose under the heaven. See? And that includes death. God accept it. A time to be born and a time to die. See that? We read about that in Job. There's a time to be born and there's a time to die. A time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted. A time to kill, see? And a time to heal. A time to break down and a time to build up. A time to weep, 4th verse, time to weep, and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance. So you could be mourning for anything, including someone you love that passed away. But the bottom line is, there's a time for all those things in heaven, man. So, or the spiritual world, coming from the Most High. Time for all those things. And and I pray that, we all see the judgment of our Lord in this lifetime. I pray. That's up to the Most High. I can't say I am. That's why we say, you see your brother, your sisters, and you're making your way home or whatever. You're bidding them farewell. You say, I'll see you next week or next Sabbath. Most High's what? Most High's will. Most High's will. Because we don't know, man. We don't know what the Most High has in store for us. And that's just it. This is Hebrews 10, verse 27. It says, Hebrews 9, verse 27. It says, and as it is appointed unto men to die, see, but after this judgment. So man is appointed to die. It's just how we die and what we die for that determines where you at with the Most High. It's that simple. But I'm not going to keep y'all long. I know I got to go to bed. And I know you brothers and sisters got to do the same thing. But that just crossed my mind. I saw that story with this with this woman, man. And, it was something, man, because, it just shows that, Most High is no joke. Anybody can get that smoke. Anybody can get that smoke. And, she got it, man. She got it. And, you said, they say like 2,000 people a day is dying. At one point was dying in Ukraine. A lot is dying in Russia too. But could you imagine that? Just 2,000 people dying just to die? Just to die, man. And that's the Most High. The Most High, he does all that, man. Most High is a terror, man. But he's good to us who love him, man. But he's a terror. The Most High just taking them out. 2,000 a day, man. 2,000 a day. And people say it's the devil that does it. Nah, the devil can't do nothing unless the Most High, he lets it go down. Devil can't do nothing unless he lets it go down. You understand? So stop that. Stop being Christian-y. Isaiah 45:7, the Lord said, I form the light, I create darkness. See? I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do these things. See that? The Lord, he said he does those things. So people they're not doing what they want to do. The Lord, he's letting that death transpire in the Ukraine and Russia and various parts of Africa. They're killing each other like crazy in Africa. You understand? The pestilence and the diseases, even the fake diseases used in German warfare. The Most High put the spirit on the mad scientists to create those things to destroy lives all over the world. A lot of times, black lives. Black lives. You understand? So I'm just showing you how the Most High, he does those things. And he does it for a reason. The Most High does it out of judgment to show his power. And he does it to let you know that he's in charge. You got people today, they don't even believe the Most High is in charge. They just think that man is doing what man does. They hate the Most High. They hate him. And that's fine. If you want to rock that way, go ahead. But you better believe that this Bible is real. See, we're not stupid. You got a lot of stupid people out there. And, just so they can party and act a damn fool, they don't want to accept the Most High. And that's cool. You want to do that? Go. But when the death comes, it's going to be a whole different story. This is 1 Samuel 2, verse 6. The Lord said, the Lord killeth and maketh alive. See? Right there, he's telling you. The Lord killeth and he makes alive. Right there. He bringeth down to the grave, he bringeth up. The Lord maketh poor and maketh rich. He bringeth low and he lifteth up. Right there. So the Lord can make you rich and he can make you poor. If you too proud, look at Dame Dash now. Look at this idiot looking totally stupid. He was arrogant, proud, disrespectful, thought he was on top of the world. I doubt if he believed in the Most High the way he used to roll. All that arrogancy, I doubt if he believed in the Most High. But look at him now. Look at him now. Look at him now. Looking stupid as hell, angry. Now he's coming after Cameron. 50 is jumping on him. I read something on Facebook about 50 getting the rights to his movie. He's going to do a series on Alpo and Paid in Full. He's going to do something now. So these guys, they don't believe in the Most High. They're proud, arrogant, and disrespectful, and the Lord going to deal with them. But just look at how the Most High just brought this dude down, man. And there's a lot of movie stars like that. Look at Nick Nolte, looking like a damn vagabond, running the streets looking like a damn vagabond. Same thing with Al Pacino. He had a good run and a good life in wickedness, but he looks absolutely terrible. He's on drugs. He looked like I think he's on drugs. I think the dude is on drugs. But a lot of these movie stars and actors, they're on drugs and they're out of their mind. But listen, I just wanted to touch base on that. I'll catch you brothers and sisters on the next one. I'm going to drink some water, watch some TV, check out the news, see what's going on, and take it from there. But you brothers and sisters, stay in the spirit, be safe. Don't be fools like these idiots out here. And, stay in the realm of the Most High. like we read about Psalm 71, 1-3, Saturday, stay in the realm of the Most High. Don't let nobody trick you out of the Most High, because things is getting serious, brothers and sisters. Really, really serious. But to the next one, to my warriors, I'll talk to you later. Shalom, I'm out.